This is Kelso Sturgeon. It's Sunday, October the 30th. Welcome to another day at my College of Advanced Sports Handicapping. You know, this is the biggest day of the year for me in the NFL because I'm releasing my 200-unit NFL Game of the Year, and I have a long history of winning this game. 8-2 with my last 10. Last year I got the money with the Seattle Seahawks minus the 7 in a 22-10 win over the Arizona Cardinals. The year before that, got the cash with the New England Patriots minus the 11 with their 31-14 win over the New York Jets. Coming into this game, I am 7-0-1 with my last 50, or with my last 8 50-unit NFL plays over the last month. In other words, my history in the NFL and winning big games is of long standing and current. I'm getting the cash in the NFL, the league that people say that you can't beat. But I'm so confident that I'll win my 200 unit NFL Game of the Year today. You just can't miss it. Here's the team I'm releasing grades out on top in 40 of the 42 categories that I use, or the 42 elements I use to break down NFL games. By the way, given to me by the late Hank Stram, the great Kansas City Chiefs coach, a member of the Hall of Fame. He shared this with me in how he prepared for games and how he made adjustments to win games and whatever. It's worked for me. The formula's in place. So today, do not miss my 200-unit NFL Game of the Year. It has a 90% chance to cover the number. I'm confident that I will win in impressive, dominating fashion. You can get this game right now on this website or toll free at 1-800-755-2255. The price is right and all major credit cards accepted. Once again, my 200-unit NFL Game of the Year wins today. Now, you know, looking at today's card, I found almost every single game playable, but some more than others. I'd like to just run down a little bit of what I call situation handicapping, give you a little insight into how I look at these games. I'm going to use just 5 of them, not really drawing any conclusions in any of them, but kind of opening the door into how you might want to look as you handicap these games today. First of all, let's talk about the Indianapolis Colts at the Tennessee Titans. Indianapolis 0-7, got beat 62-7 by New Orleans in its last start. Won't have running back Joseph Adai today. And then we have Tennessee on a major bounce back off a dreadful 41-7 loss to Houston last week. Tennessee is 8.5. So we have a terrible team facing a team coming off a dreadful loss. I mean, a blowout loss, and in major bounce back form in this one. Now, sometimes you ask yourself, can a team do what the number asks it to do? We have Jacksonville at Houston, where Houston is a 9.5-point favorite. Now, it's obvious that Jacksonville has given up on its offense because it has none, and is doing everything it can to win by using its defense. This is illustrated by what's happened in the last 2 games. In their last game, they beat Baltimore 12-7. And did it with their defense as a +10 underdog. The game before that, they lost at Pittsburgh 17-13. They were a +12 underdog in that game, but played within the number. So there's no question what Jacksonville is going to do today. They're going to try to beat Houston with their defense. And that brings into question, can Houston cover the 9.5 against a team that has given up just 14.5 points in each of its last 2 games, and against very good teams, Pittsburgh and Baltimore. That's the question there. Can Houston cover 9.5 against a defensive team? Now let's take the New Orleans Saints at St. Louis. New Orleans, 13.5-point favorite, coming off a 62-7 win over Indianapolis. Now, St. Louis 0-6 straight up and against the number, averaging just 9.3 points per game. No Sam Bradford today. A.J. Feely will get the start. And, you know, here's a team that has no offense, hasn't won or covered in a single game this season, and quite frankly, the minus 13 with 13.5 with New Orleans looks quite generous. Don't quite understand the number. In the good old days, we'd have said it's a trap. We can't go for it, but we know that line makers today are not of the same character and substance they were years ago. So, you know, if it looks like it's too good to be true, it might not be. It might be true. Now let's go to the Arizona-Baltimore game. Arizona 1-5, lost 5 in a row, facing a Baltimore team that came off what was probably the worst game any Baltimore team, from the Colts to the current Ravens, has ever played. Ineptness ruled the day, and Baltimore lost at Jacksonville 12-7. They couldn't have played any worse. It looked like somewhere along the way this decided they wouldn't win, and they turned in a terrible performance, so bad that this might be the biggest bounce-back play of the last 10 years in NFL football. Baltimore, 12.5-point home favorite in major bounce-back form. You'll have to draw your own conclusion. Now, an interesting game, and one that's getting a lot of attention. We have the New England Patriots at the Pittsburgh Steelers. Some have questioned, well, why is New England a 3-point favorite at Pittsburgh? Well, there's 3 things you got to keep in mind with New England. It is the better football team. It's coming off a bye week, and it's in bounce-back form, having lost to Dallas 20-16 in its last game. And, you know, you've got to factor into the equation that even though Pittsburgh is 5-2, the 5 teams that Pittsburgh has beaten are 8-24. So you do the math and draw your own conclusions on that one. There's a reason New England is a 3-point favorite. You know, I want to get back to my 200-unit NFL game of the year. Once again, it goes today. You do not want to miss it. Here's a team with a 90% chance to cover the number, a team that is rated on top in 40 of the 42 categories that I use to analyze NFL games. I'm looking for a solid winner with a very modest favorite that just happens to have everything going for it and is in the right spot at the right time today. You can get this game and all of my other NFL plays for the day at 1-800-755-2255 or on this website right now. I take all major credit cards. The price is right. Once again, win my 200-unit NFL Game of the Year today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back here tomorrow morning with a full report on the Monday Night Football game.